This is the Roccat Kone Aimo gaming mouse. So the Roccat Kone Aimo is a gaming mouse that packs a bit of a punch, if you ask me. It looks pretty fantastic. Retails for about £57 on Amazon currently. There's links down below as to where to get it in the notes. And it brags it's got speed of light, and it's got a beautiful packaging look to it, design, and looks pretty swish, to be honest. Here we go with some details here. We've got Roccat Owl Eye optical sensor with 12,000 dpi, on-room switches up to 50 million clicks, 1000 Hz polling rate, 1 millisecond response time, 50G acceleration, 250 IPS motion detection speed, mouse accelerator, angle snapping on and off, distance control unit, ARM Cortex inside, 1512K of onboard memory, and 1.8 meter braided USB cable. So there you go, there's a question answered straight off the block. It's a corded mouse. So there's a bit of a story here about it, which you can read if you want, and industrial designer Andreas J has revised this to perfection. And some more crap around the back. There you go. That's stuff about it. So let's dig in and see what it's like. Okay, inside the gorgeous packaging, we're moving into plastic boxes, which actually has a bit of an odd look to it, look and feel. So you see that, and we get the mouse inside. So we have some paraphernalia. And any good gaming label has good gaming stickers. Some pretty cool, aggressive and moody Roccat stickers for your PC, for those gaming sessions in the LAN cafe. Disposal information, I guess, because there's batteries inside it, you have to be careful. Quick installation guide. Oh, and on the back there is a poster with a fairly talented looking giddy on it. Okay. And there we have default button assignment. You can pause that and have a quick look through to see where all those controls take you. Isn't that spectacular? And interestingly, it says here that this comes 10 years after the original Kone, so they've been in business for quite some time, old Roccat. So let's have a look at this. So first up, feels pretty good. Does. It feels quite science fiction-y with loads of buttons and triggers everywhere. Right, so here we have a button that's marked T3, T1, T2. So even for web browsing, that'll be your back, forward, and then probably flip between different applications on basic Windows. That isn't a button there. I had thought that was another trigger. And then we have main button left and right. We have a ruler, which has a button built into it as well. And then I'm guessing those are, the plus and minus, sorry, for increasing and decreasing the reaction speed thing. That eludes me just at the moment. Then we have the optics on the bottom, and 5 pads for smooth movement, and that's your lot. I suppose around this side we have very little, just design, but then it's design for your hand, and it is very smooth. This is it's almost like silk, but it's not silk, it's plastic, but it's incredibly smooth, which I'm not quite used to, because I think my Logitech is gradually getting older, and maybe I'm just being treated to a smooth, nice new mouse. Lovely. And then at the back here we just got some design. That's not for anything to do with chords or anything like that. That is just the design. And the cable comes out here, nice, braided, tough. As I said, was it almost a meter's worth? And then down into a personalized USB with Roccat Kone written on it. Yeah, it's a nice looking mouse, this. Quite loud to the click. So no silencing in there. The roller is kind of loud too. We'll just we'll hook it up to the computer and see what happens to it, see if there's a software suite available for it, and look at those lights to see what we can do with the lights. I suggest we do that now. Okay, so we got the software suite up and running, and I'm currently recording this on the Roccat Kone Pros that you can actually see there in the background. So the software suite actually had a few updates and things before I could actually get to using it, and it does seem to cover most products in the Roccat range, but it's intelligently worked out that I have the Kone Aimo, and it appears at the top beside Smartconnect and the Aimo toolkit. I haven't added the Smartconnect because it seems to be more of a mobile application for plugging into the keyboard. So there are a lot of options allowing you to change the color of the mouse here, and that uses the intelligent lighting system which I've set up. This just seems to work its way through various different colors and glows and things like that over the course of the day, depending on how you're using the mouse. You can switch down to color wave, which allows you to cycle through the colors over and over again in a not so random order. Next one is snake, that just sees the color flow through all the areas that the color can be displayed one after the other. Fully LED allows you to keep it on with a particular theme that you can choose from a few different options. There's plenty of colors in the palette that allow you to pick a happy little theme to keep you going. Next up is heartbeat, which has throbbing colors moving through each of the different areas that can be lit. And somewhat similar and not quite the same is breathing, that just emanates a breathing effect with whatever color or theme you happen to have chosen. Unfortunately, the pop-up menus are not showing. There are drop downs whenever you drop these down, and you can see a selection of all the themes. Elsewhere, there is a settings menu which allows you to mess around with the vertical scrolling speed, horizontal tilt speed, the Windows pointer, and all kinds of DPI switching settings. The button behind the ruler allows you to switch through these, and each of them you can have set up at a different speed. Using the little drawing pin, can attach various settings to your favorites, and then going in there will allow you to see the favorites and monkey around with them without having to go and try and find them. So looking around the device, I erroneously noted that there was this button 10 here, which is an expander for all the other buttons. You hold this in, and it allows you to easily shift between a secondary function for each of the buttons. Kind of handy, it allows you to bind two functions to the one button. And then just to make this even more epic, once you've decided what double function you have to each button, you can actually save it to various different profiles down at the bottom here, of which you can have 5 along here that are on your quick list, and the list isn't showing up in the recording of the software. However, going into the profile manager allows you to select various different profiles that you can keep there and bring them out into the quick launcher at the bottom here for these 5 gaming profiles. The macro manager also allows you to download various different profiles online and save various profiles for other games and perhaps share them as well. Not that you can see this because the menu isn't being recorded. Handy. For those of you out there into your advanced settings, you'll be pleased to know there are advanced settings. There's polling rate, reset settings, distance control unit, angle snapping, and sound feedback that gives you a little ping whenever you change your DPI. Bringing up the app settings contains pretty much checking for updates and automatically downloading updates to the client whenever needed. So in all, it's a really fleshed out and useful piece of software that has an awful lot to it. I'm quite impressed by the level of detail that Roccat have gone into here, and most hardened gamers will probably be able to manipulate the toggles here and get the most out of the hardware. So how does it perform? Well, I was playing Doom with it earlier on, and it's bang on accurate. The hardware does feel to be fairly sturdy, and I imagine it's going to take quite a pounding over the next couple of months. But otherwise, I'm really impressed with this, and Roccat is one label and one brand that I'm going to be looking for in the future. Top marks. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments box below. Hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if you fancy, and other than that, take care.